Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be filming things I have learnt in May. I am currently home educated, and this means I don't just do work, I do other things. In physics, in science, physics specifically, I have been doing calculating energy and cost of electricity, which is basically calculating things like the amount of energy, so you would do the power times time, which would equal the energy, and things like that. So I've learned how to do that this month. The next thing I have learnt in science is speed, calculating speed, and you can do it in like a little triangle, and then you put like a line there and a line here, and you do distance, speed times time. So then you would cover up which one you want to do, so it would be distance divided by time, which would equal speed. So I've learnt how to do that, and this one was a lot more fun than the calculating energy whatever. The next thing I've done is in maths. I have learnt how to calculate like terms, and I also did multiplying in algebraic equations. So there would be a question, it doesn't have brackets, I need to put them in brackets. I've learned how to do that. It took me a while to learn that, but I did it. Okay, so yeah, I did it. I did analysing 19th century texts. So this was going over how to write about 19th century texts. So it would be writing about how the social classes are different, and comparing 19th century texts and literature to modern day. I did enjoy that. I love English so much, as you all know if you've watched my other videos. I've also enjoyed doing words and phrases, but making them into a higher level. I've learnt how to, instead of just writing this is a metaphor and stuff, it's turned into like, this is a metaphor, and because it's a metaphor, this means that it influences the reader in a specific way, and yeah, really making my writing more higher level. And the next thing I've enjoyed is writing about characters. So this is also English, and it goes into detail about how to write about characters, but making it high level. Instead of this character influences the play in this way, it's using questions to make a larger, more informative text about the character. So it will be, what would happen if the character wasn't here, and things like that, to structure your answer about characters, as in GCSEs there's definitely going to be character questions. The next thing is English, but it's in Pride and Prejudice, which is, I learnt about life in the Regency period and how there was a lot of social rules, and a lot of and everyone usually lived in a rural area because it was on the verge of the Industrial Revolution, and many characters in Pride and Prejudice owned farmland and large pieces of land, as it was very rural and the Industrial Revolution was still to come. The next thing I'd like to talk about is what I've learnt about Oreo. In case you don't know, Oreo is our puppy, and he is extremely adorable. He's a little chihuahua, although he's actually quite big for a chihuahua, but he's a deerhead. Deerhead chihuahuas are a lot bigger than applehead. Yes, applehead is the funniest word in the whole history of the universe, but it's a real thing. I've learnt to read his facial expressions to know what he's going to do and how he's feeling, or what he wants, because he does a certain face for everything. So his throat also makes weird noises, like it's not growling, it's just strange noises, like he's about to cough, but that means he's gonna bark. So I've learnt how to do all that because I've been watching him, like, okay, so this means this, so next time you do this, I know this. In RE, I have learnt, and I've been reading my Bible and going over a lot of things like that. So I've learnt that you shouldn't doubt God, because if you do, it's like Moses, story of Moses. They went through the parted sea, like the parted sea. They could go through the sea and not get wet or die. They just walked through it, and at the end of it, they were like, we would have been better off. We would have been better off back there, you know, because it's awful here. We have to walk this far, and we don't even know what's going to happen. So we just might as well be back there. But like, why would you want that when you know what God has in store? Like, God wants you to have the best life ever, but you have to trust Him. God works at the perfect time. He knows exactly what's going to happen. So you have to trust that that's going to happen, because a lot of the time you don't feel like that you don't have a good plan for your life and your life is going to go horribly. But really, God just wants you to have the best life you possibly can, so you've just got to trust Him. The next thing I've learnt is I've actually learnt how to edit video. I know. Well, the thing is, usually my mum edits the videos because she's been editing for like a long time. But I recently just learnt how to edit one. Yes, I'm very proud of myself for doing this. But yeah, I learnt how to edit video, which has been really good. I actually really enjoyed it a lot. My dad always thinks it's so boring editing videos, but I think it's really interesting. The next thing I've learned is in cooking. I've learned a special trick at how to cut onions but not make it eye sting, and how to dice them really quickly. Do you want to hear my special trick? Okay. So first you peel the onion, and then you put it in warm water for 5 minutes, and then you get it out. So you chop the bottom off the onion but keep the top on, so you got like a little handle. And then you put it on the flat side down, so you've got like a dome here like that. And then you cut down the onion in strips like that, whilst it's still stood up. And then you turn it on its side, and you just cut it into slices, and it all comes out diced. And your eyes aren't stinging. So that's my special trick. Now you can go try cutting an onion. The next thing I have learnt is about decorating, as we have been decorating the downstairs living room. In the living room we have been painting, we've been adding wreaths on the wall, but the painting took a long time because obviously they've got to dry, then you've got to do second coats, but we got some really good paint and it only needed like 2 coats or something. But yeah, it's really good. But we used to have really dark coloured walls, like blue, and the colours were basically awful. But when we moved in here, they were already like that. So we just left them for a while, and then we were going to decorate, as we have started now. But because when we moved in, the walls were all brown and blue and green. But the colours just really clashed with each other. They weren't very nice. But we changed it up and we made them all white, and it's added so much space into the room. It's made it so much lighter. You can't even imagine what a big difference it makes, because it looked so much smaller with all the dark colours, and looked so much darker obviously because of darker colours, but the white has made it so much brighter and nicer. You won't even believe it. It's just brilliant. Okay, the next thing is in guitar. I've been going back to basics of guitar, and I've been doing basic like strumming patterns and stuff with the guitar, and I've learnt the C major scale. The next thing I have learnt is about photography, and we did a photo shoot at Golden Hour at the beach, and it was so beautiful. We got such pretty pictures, but the angles were like, you have to do it like sat on the floor, like woo. But some of them you had to be like crouched on the floor, and then it was like some of them ting 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 ting. Yeah. But sometimes to get a good picture, you had to get in the sea and climb on a big rock. Yeah, but sometimes you just gotta get in the sea. The sea was actually warm, which was so weird. that is the last thing. I'm going to finish off here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, click like and remember to subscribe. And if you'd like to see more home education videos, such as going into specific topics, then please comment below and I will make that happen. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely afternoon, morning, evening. Bye!